Last year in January, I was told about a big astronomy event that was going to take place in November. It is the Latin American meeting of the International Astronomical Union. You can tell it is a very important event by its name. Well, it is. The teacher who was tutoring me on a research project encouraged me to apply for an oral talk. Uh, at that time, uh, I thought it wasn't a good idea because I have always been a shy person, but I ended up submitting the application. Honestly, I wasn't expecting much out of it because I thought that my research wasn't good enough because usually the people who apply for this are at least completing their master's degree, and at that time I was just completing my third semester. 4 months later, the organizers replied telling me, "Your talk is currently in a waiting list." Have you ever felt sad and happy at the same time? Well, that's how I felt. On the one hand, I really wanted to offer the talk because it would have been a great opportunity to grow personally and academically. On the other hand, I felt relieved because I wouldn't have to offer a talk to a big experienced public. You're not going to believe this, but in September I received another mail which said, "I'm writing to let you know that your talk has been selected to be included in the scientific program." I couldn't believe that my talk was actually accepted. Can you imagine? In a few months, I was going to offer a talk in the most important astronomical meeting in Latin America. When I least expected, I was already traveling to Chile for the meeting. The conferences lasted a week, and my talk was scheduled for the last day. And to top it all off, it was the last talk of the last day. All the week passed between doing homework and hearing talks, and I rehearsed just 3 times in front of other students and my teacher. When the day of my talk arrived, in the morning I was relaxed, but as the time passed by, I became more anxious. I attended two other talks and then went to the auditorium where I have to offer the talk. It was the biggest place I had ever given a conference. And that's not all. Right before my talk, I saw some people that I have met coming to hear me. I started to become really nervous. Then my talk was announced, and I had to go to the front of the auditorium. And that in that instant, I was telling myself inside my head, "You can do it. Be brave." I stood in some place and stayed there for the whole 15 minutes that the talk lasted. I really barely remember how I acted, but I remember that I hadn't had felt so nervous in my entire life. When I ended, I went back to my seat, and as soon as I sat down, I felt how the face turned really red. All the people that I knew congratulated me, and even thought I still think that I could have done it better. I'm proud of myself because I could overcome this challenge.